Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hope and Wellness. I'm Omid, your host, and today I'm going to talk to you about food labels. Are they leading us or misleading us? So, there are secrets in the food label, as everything else that we have in life. Let's know those secrets and see how they can help us to choose the best food next time. Let's get to it. So, the food label has different components. This picture that I'm showing on the screen is coming from the guidelines of Australia. So the link to that guideline is in the show notes. Just check that. So it's an actual, official picture. So it has different components. As you see, it has the food name on the left side, and it has like the things that are beneficial to you, like if a food is high on fiber, or help you to calm down, or provides you with a lot of probiotics or vitamins and stuff like that. They put it with a very large font at the front, and then that's part of food labeling as well. So the name of the food, and then there is the list of ingredients at the bottom. You see that, and then there is like portion size at the top. So how much of it you're getting, how much is recommended, and then there is this big table in the middle, which is called NIP, Nutrition Information Panel, and that's what we look at when we're buying, or at least I want you to look at when you're buying your next food. That's very important. I'll go through that in detail to see what's happening in that, and how we can choose the best food. So, look at that NIP. Everything that it has is based on energy. Okay, so how much energy is stored in this food? And if you've watched the previous video, you would know that the amount of energy that is stored in a food is only useful if you want to burn that food and heat some water with it, heat up some water. So it's totally irrelevant to your health, to your wellness, but it is the basis of NIP. So why is that? How can you make something out of it? The only use that comes to mind from this energy and calories and stuff on the food label is that you know that this thing that I'm eating has some more material in it, but how my body is using it, just go to the previous video about food, and you'll know that your body doesn't care about the calories of the food. It only uses the food in different ways based on the hormonal system of your body. Okay, but let's go through the label a bit more. So the unit of energy that they put on the NIP in the food label in that chart is calorie, and 1 calorie is the amount of energy that is required to heat up 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. So that's it. Then what is kilocalorie, or cal with a capital C? That's 1,000 calorie. Okay, so on the food label, you will get usually with kilocal, the numbers are based on kilocal or calorie with capital C, which is 1,000 calorie, 1,000 chemical calorie. Okay, and you will get sometimes the numbers based on kilojoule, kg. Kilojoule is basically, if you divide kilocalories by 4.18, you will get kilojoules. Okay, so kilojoules are bigger numbers. So if, like, I usually like do it like this. So 2000 kilojoule, I just divide it by 4. So it's around 4. 500 calories. That's the easy way, but the actual number is 4.18. So if you get some kilojoule on the food label, or if you're buying something from a restaurant or you see on the menu, just divide it by 4 or 4.18 to get the calories. But why energy count? Why do we have that food label only based on energy count? I explained it before in the previous video because they want you to believe that everything in food is about calorie. So your body cares about calories. So if you have a sweetened yogurt like this one on the screen, and it has 100 calorie, it's the same as if you have two eggs, which is not. If you have two eggs, the effect is completely different in your body. Your body doesn't care about how much calorie you're eating. Your body cares about what you're eating. First of all, it does recognize the components of the food, so you're not eating anything weird with like some crazy chemical preservatives and additives to the food added to the food. And you have done some weird things to the food. So you've heated it up to, I don't know, 300 degrees, and let it under pressure for a long time to extract some oil out of it and things like that. So if you haven't done any weird things to it, and you haven't added any weird things to the food, your body recognizes that. And that's how your body can use the food. Other than that, anything else is unnatural. It's ultra processed, and your body doesn't know what to do with that. And your hormonal system, your endocrine system, gets disrupted, gets confused, and does weird things in your body. That's why you will have chronic diseases. That's why you get weird symptoms. Okay. So that's it basically. So there is another interesting point in this NIP, in this chart. So you'll get all of the macros, because macros, go to the previous video, macros provide you with the energy. They can be converted to energy, to calories. So there are macros in this label, and then there is sodium. Sodium is one of the electrolytes, is an element. It's a mineral. So why there is no other mineral on the label and there is only sodium? Because it is linked heavily and very tightly to cardiovascular health, to your heart disease, to the condition of the heart, because high sodium in the food can harm you, can give you high blood pressure, and it has bad effects on your heart, has bad effects on your vascular system, your veins, and the vessels that gets your blood through your body, and everything else. Okay, so these food labels, they give you information about the energy. So you need to only care about the energy of the food, and then the sodium. So low sodium is good, and low energy, low calorie is good. Okay. So let's look at this example. For example, there is this Tim Tam, and I got this food label from their website. I think from Woolworth's website. So it's an actual one. So it has this. Let us go through the food label from the top. I want you to, next time that you're choosing your food, I want you to do the same thing. Let's go through the ingredients. First of all, it has a lot of ingredients. Basically, it's ultra processed. Okay, we had this rule. If it has more than one ingredient, usually it is ultra processed. But look at the names here. Some of them are familiar to us, like cocoa and then sugar and things like that. But the rest of them, these are weird things. I don't know what they are. And you need a dictionary. You need to go and look it up. You need to uh, search it to find what they are. Right away, if you're buying something like this, you know that you're not doing any good to your body. You're not making your kids healthier. So this is not a good food right away from the top. By seeing that ingredient list, you know that it's not a good food. But let's go a bit further. Let's look at the food level. So this one, for example, has 12 gram of carbohydrate per serving. How much is the serving? So is it too much? Is it too little? Is it good or bad? So that's hard to calculate. The serving size is written somewhere here, just above that chart. And I don't usually look at that. So I go straight for the per 100 gram because I want to have a basis, a benchmark to compare between different foods. Okay. So I want to know this one has, for example, too much sugar or too little sugar or too much protein or too little protein. Okay. So I go for 100 gram. So per 100 gram, this one has 60 something gram of sugar, carbohydrate. So basically, it's more than 60% sugar. So this Tim Tam that you're buying for your kids or you're eating, it has 60% sugar, 60% carbohydrate. Have that in mind. If later on we will talk about diets and what sort of food are the best. But I want you to know that when you're buying this, okay? So don't look at the serving size, don't look at this first column, look at the second column per 100 gram, 60% of sugar. How much protein does it have? Only 4%. How much fat it has? 20 something. So that's the food that we're buying. We're basically buying a pack of sugar. If you want to buy a pack of sugar, if that's your decision, that's fine. But you need to know that. Okay? So don't think that having one Tim Tam because the serving size is small and it tells you on the package that's only 12 gram of carbohydrate in a serving size is there. That's a good food. No, go for the per 100 gram. So that's one thing. Then the other thing, they want you to believe that carbohydrates and then sugar and then the fiber, these are different things and they want you to count it differently. And there is a rule there because, as I explained in the previous video, fiber in the food cannot be absorbed by the body. And that means that you're not absorbing that. So that they separate it as a health indicator. Okay. But know that when you're buying this food, your body treats all carbohydrates the same. So just don't separate it aside. These food has 60 more than 60% of carbohydrate, and that's enough for you. Okay, just go for that rule. Go for the foods that you want based on this information. Okay, so let's have another example. This is macadamia, just a nut. First of all, look at the ingredient list. It's macadamia and then sea salt. Two ingredients. I know both of them. I can make that in food in home. I can buy some macadamia and just add some salt on top of it. So that's a health food right away. And then let's look at the ratio of the macros. So at the bottom, I'm not looking at the left side, at the left column, I'm looking at the right column per 100 gram. So per 100 gram, it has, what is the carbohydrate? Is too small for me to read. I hope you can read it. It has less than 1 gram of carbohydrate, I think. So very different. Look at the fat ratio, 70% fat, and then some protein. Do you see the difference? So previous food that we just checked, Tim Tam, it had a lot of sugar, and it and this one has a lot of fat. Why is that? Just think about it. Because sugar is delicious for you, because your body gets tricked by it. I explained in the previous video as well that they do things to the food to make it more palatable, to trick your mind to have more of it, and then to extend its shelf life. Okay? So that's why it has usually ultra processed foods have more sugar, have more carbohydrates. Okay? So this one, it doesn't trick your brain. You can have it and at some time you don't like it anymore. That's the beauty of natural food. Let's have another example. This is mincemeat. Look at the ingredient list. Even better than the previous one. It has just one ingredient, beef, 100%. Now let's look at the macros. Look at the NIP. So it has 18% of fat, and then it has a lot of protein, and then it has a very tiny amount of carbohydrate. Totally different combination, totally different ratio of the macros in the food. So this is the health food. Nothing weird is done to it. You need to make it yourself at home. No weird ingredient in it. And then the ratio of the macros are natural. It's not combination of a lot of sugar and then a lot of fat with a lot of salt that tricks your body, tricks your brain. Okay? So this is a good food. So I hope that now you know how to read the food label and how you can quickly differentiate between a good food, a health food, and a bad food. And you know what's important in those. And then you have realized, I hope that you have realized that those numbers like calories in the food label, they're somewhat irrelevant to your health, to your well-being. But we'll talk more about these things. So I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please like the video, please share it with your friends, and please leave a comment and let me know what you think about it, and let me know what sort of videos you like. I'll make those for you. Until next time, let's be hopeful to improve wellness.